Tomorrow is Worldwide Knit in Public Day, and it also happens to be the 8th of the month, which is when we like to highlight some of our behind-the-scenes co-workers here at Channel 8. So for this month, Shelby sat down with one of our morning show editors, Lindsey Voss. And while it's not quite knitting, Lindsey gives us a beginner's guide on crocheting.
Okay, Lindsey, it is gorgeous outside today. And usually when people think of something like crocheting, it can be thought of as like a winter activity, but we are here to prove them wrong. You can do this all year long, whenever you want. Could you please introduce yourself and what your job is at WQAD?
Hi, I'm Linn, or Lindsey Voss. I am an editor and a digital content producer with WQAD. I've also gone and done some photogging, some reporting, so hopefully a jack of all trades, if you will.
Exactly. And that jack of all tradesness extends into your home life outside of work.
Absolutely.
You have a love for crocheting, and what I think is so cool is that you taught yourself. How did you get into this?
Oh gosh, maybe take me back to like 7th grade me, I'm about 13 years old, and I was watching YouTube, and it's one of those things as you're young, you kind of watch something, you're like, oh, I could try to do that. And I had done some knitting with looms beforehand, but this was a different avenue and didn't involve a bunch of pieces. So it took me about maybe 3 months to actually get the hang of basic stitches, and I've been doing it off and on since then.
We want to introduce us to some of these guys up here. What's this?
Yes. So what you are actually holding there is kind of a mock squishmallow. Of course, not copyrighted by any means, but I did model it after some of the more popular designs. So that one's supposed to kind of look like a cat/mouse-esque thing. And basically just used up some extra yarn that I had used from bigger projects like this guy here. This guy took me about a skein and a half, or for people that don't know, about a ball and a half worth of yarn in both blue and white. And this was my first project with a type of yarn called Chanel. It's a bit of a fluffier yarn. Usually people, when they talk about toys, usually this is the stuff that they make those out of.
So you can make adorable little creatures, but yes, you can also make giant quilts. You said you've been working on this for 3 years?
Yes, I actually started on this, and what it came down to was actually a piece about this size. So initially this was just going to be it, and make a bunch of them and make like one big tapestry of them. But then when I realized I wanted to use it as a blanket, well, you can see it's not solid all the way through. So what I needed was a backing piece to keep it so that it was insulated. And that's where the entire thing kind of birthed from, and now it's about the size of a twin bed.
And it's heavy too. It's got some heft to it.
Yes, it is very much a weighted blanket. I actually wish I knew how much this weighed. It's one of those things that someday I'm going to figure out how much it is.
Oh my gosh. Well, before I let you go, I mean, one of the things about talking to you is, one, to show off your amazing craftsmanship, but also if someone wants to get into crocheting, it's really easy to start this. I think you have a demonstration for us.
I do. So we are going to make a building block. I had actually created this pattern as part of an internship project when I was in college, and this kind of eventually grew into other projects. Like I've made pillows with this, and I am kind of yarn bombing a piece of furniture that I'm doing at home. So what I have actually started here, we have chained 6. Usually you chain an extra 1 so that you get the height of your stitches, and we've done a single crochet all the way across those 5 stitches. So now we're just going to go all the way back. And once you get past like the chain stage, your stitches should be rather loose enough that you can get a hook in there evenly. One thing that people will tell you, and especially when you get into making things like hats, toys, even the quilt behind us here, is the gauge. So the tension that you keep on the yarn is very important when it comes to how tight or how loose you want your stitches to be.
And you're working really fast here right now. That's genuinely how fast it is and easy it is to crochet. I mean, you have 1 needle, not 2, like when you're knitting.
Yes.
And you can just sit there and watch a movie or listen to an audiobook and just go to town.
I kid you not, I listen to Disney movies. We have a Disney Plus account at home that I sit and listen to, like Moana or Encanto, ones that have great soundtracks.
Yes.
You know? So now I'm actually going back, and we're starting at the front again. And this is where the part of the building block is going to come to life here. So we're going to single crochet 2 at the start. And then we're going to do half double crochets. So what I mean by this is we are going to start a double crochet, and we're not going to complete it. And we're going to do 4 of those in the same stitch. This gives that little pop effect or puff effect to the building block that will make it look like a building piece.
Okay, when you get to the end, can you show us?
Yes. Oh, another thing that people tend to remind new crocheters is you want to make sure you're loose when you're doing this. If you're really tight, you are going to be prone to more issues with your fingers, your hands, and your wrist, with your grip.
Makes a lot of sense. Yeah, grip makes all the difference. I'm a knitter. That's how we got started with this, is I knit and Linn crochets.
So here, and then you would just single crochet 2 more rows on top of this, and you would create a 1x1 building block. Now with this, you can also expand it, so every extra 3 chains you want to make, you can add an extra bobble or an extra puff. So you can go up to, I've done 4x4s, I've done goofy pieces that look like L's, but this is a kind of really versatile thing. And you could even go backwards crochet if you really wanted to. If you go backwards, that keeps all of the, it's like working with fabric, so you have a right side and a wrong side. Same with crochet. Right now, we are looking at the wrong side because the tail is pointing off to the left. But when it's off to the right, you know you're looking at the right side.
I love it. Lindsey, thank you so much for making time for us today. This is fun.
Thank you for having me, yes.
And whether you knit or crochet, you are invited to celebrate World Knit in Public Day tomorrow in Davenport's Lindsey Park. A group is meeting at 11 a.m. Attendees should bring a chair, a craft, and a picnic lunch.